Good morning, everybody. Here we are again in a series of women and empowerment. Already the eighth Instagram live interview. This morning we are going all the way up to India, and I will be going live with nobody less than Sahiba. I'm looking so forward to go live with this incredible woman. She's a source of inspiration. She's a soft skill trainer, and she's also students' favorite at the university. If I bring her online, you will understand why she is. We did a convo a couple of months ago about the attitude of gratitude. You might remember that one. If you miss it, it's still on my page, and I highly recommend that you watch it because it was truly an inspiring session. Let me see if I can get her online already, if she is here. Let's see, Sahiba. I cannot find her yet. Let's invite. Trust for the connection that everything is going well. If you can hear me, if you can see me, just give me a thumbs up or a smiley or something that I can see that everything is working properly. Still waiting for the connection, so fingers crossed. Hi, Madeleine. Hi, I don't know. Hi, and Jane. Good morning. Welcome. Still waiting for the connection. Let's hope it will go through. Waiting for Sahiba. Hi, good morning. Yeah, for the ones tuning in, if you have any questions for Sahiba or for me or about this topic, women and empowerment, do ask it during the live. We will gladly discuss it. So do leave them in the question, in the comment box. Can somebody send me a thumbs up or a smiley or something to know that you hear me and that you can see me, that everything is up and running? Let's see. I will try to invite Sahiba again. Something is going wrong. Let's see. And otherwise, we're going to switch off and start all over again. Okay, thank you very much. Hi, there she is. I see some thumbs up as well. So we're up and running. We're visible. How are you?
Hello,
Hello.
I am good. How are you?
I'm fine as well. You're looking good. It's
Oh, same to you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's been a while. I quickly introduced you. I explained that you're a soft skill trainer and that you're students' favorite. And yeah, you are. And I understand why they adore you. So take the word. I give it away to you. Who are you? What are you doing? Enlighten us.
Sure. So before that, is the network all right? I just wanted to have a quick check
Yeah,
with
I
the
think the
network.
network is all right. I saw some thumbs up from people and smiling faces, so everything
Right.
is up and running. If you cannot hear us or
Uh,
there's something with the connection, let us know so we can adjust if necessary.
right. I feel that somehow my video is getting stuck. I don't know why. So I was just before we start, we should make sure that the net is working absolutely fine.
Yeah, let's see. Can
Yeah.
somebody, hello, yeah, good morning, everybody. Can somebody send us again a smiley or a thumbs up that we know that the network is fine and the connection is also good so we can start with this interview? I see some hearts coming in. Yeah, there's a thumbs up, so we're up and running. So yeah.
All right, all right. So, but I don't know, somehow I feel that from my side, the voice is fine, but then the video is stuck somehow.
Oh,
So, if it is okay with the viewers, I think we can start with it. Connection is good. All right. Okay. So, I'll just quickly introduce myself. My name is Saiba Simran Pannu, and I am a soft skills and personality development trainer. So far I have trained almost like 2000 plus students in different universities in India. So I train them on soft skills, personality development, and how to build up their confidence. So these are the things that I work on. And ultimately, the goal is to get them placed in different companies of their dreams. So that is our main aim, so that we groom them well so they are corporate ready. So this is the work that I have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And along with that, I have started on my own learning with Sahiba, which I call it LWS. So in that also, I'm giving individual sessions to students who want to overcome themselves, who want to become better version of themselves. So this is what I'm doing for now.
Wow, that's so inspiring. And why do you focus more on students? Is there a certain reason for it, or it just happened like that, or do you chose to work with students specifically?
Right. So, Selina, I started off with university only. I started teaching the students in the university. So, that was my first job as an assistant professor. And there I realized that I absolutely love it. And I was interacting with people almost my age group. There was hardly a difference of 2 to 3 years. So I could connect with them. What were my insecurities? What were my problems that I faced during my university years? So I could relate to it. So I think that was the reason that I loved interacting with students, and I was associated with them from the start. But however, in the later phase of my career, I started off with training young kids also in the age group of 10 or school going kids.
Oh, wow.
So I believe that now parents have become very much, they want their kids to be good from the start itself. So I'm even training young kids for personality development, and gradually I also got the opportunity to train women, so to groom women so that they can express themselves in a much better way, and which led me to open Wonder Women Club in one of the universities I was working with, so for women empowerment. So that is something which is very close to my heart. Yeah.
Oh wow. So yeah, that's also why I invited you to the series of women and empowerment, because I really love to talk and elaborate a little bit more on that subject with you. And it's so inspiring what you're doing as well. I saw somebody posting that they're very proud of you, so I think they were talking about thumbs up already. If we speak about women and empowerment, what does it mean for you?
Well, I am from India, right? So I was born and brought up here in India itself. So when I talk about women empowerment, so first of all, we keep talking about it. That means there is still a problem,
Yeah, it's
right? Don't you think there is still a problem that we are talking about women rights, feminism, women empowerment? So I believe that still there is so much to be done in this area,
exactly.
right? So when the day will come when we are not talking about women rights, feminism, and
Oh, it's froze a bit now. Let me see. Oh, let me see. The screen is freezing completely. Let me see if I can do something about it. Um, Hello, good morning. um, yeah, the connection failed. Let's see if I can bring her back online. And otherwise, we're gonna try all over again. Nothing we can do about it. It's yeah, network connection. So let's see again. No, I cannot find. Let's check again. For the ones who are tuning in, hello, you're in the series of Women and Empowerment. This is a live interview with Sahiba. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We will discuss them during the live. Yeah, something went wrong, but here we are again.
I think yes. So I'm very prepared if something goes wrong and if we have a technical glitch, it's absolutely fine. So we,
Yeah,
so it can happen.
yeah,
Remember the first live we had,
yeah, exactly. We are trained by now.
and
But
it taught me a lot. So it's absolutely fine.
exactly, me too. So no, no, you were talking about women rights, and when we talk about it, there's still a problem, and yeah, it's close to your heart as well. So take it away, Sahiba.
Yeah, I would say that why this topic is close to my heart, it would be because I have seen the condition of women from the childhood itself in my
Mhm.
own house, in my relatives' house. So what I believe is that their women, they are just confined to the four walls. That's what I've seen. Hardly, in 10 people, one mother, one in one house, one mother will be a working woman. Most of them, after their marriage, it is their duty to just take care of the kids and take care of the house. So that is the thing which for which they are born. This is the ideology of the people, most of the people. Now it is changing. A drastic shift has been observed, but I still feel that we need miraculous
Yeah.
changes in this regard.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I from the very start itself, most of the people from rural backgrounds in India.
Mm-hmm. Of
I'm taking about my country because I'm very familiar with the condition here.
course.
Now, if you are from the rural area, so there, this is the ideology which is being followed. A woman after her marriage, she has to, give birth to kids, two kids, three kids, that's fine, and then take care of them. That's all, and do the household works. That's all. So this is what I have been seeing, and it was something which I never wanted to, settle for.
No, I
So
can.
what I believed is that, I was thinking that this is not something I want as my future.
No.
Everyone was telling me this is what you're going to do. But
Wow.
I was very clear. I didn't know what I wanted at that time, but I was very clear what I don't want. So I was like, I don't want this life
Yeah.
for me.
No, I understand.
Just, waking up and just only dilemma in my life would be what to cook
No.
and what to,
No.
cook for dinner, lunch, or no, this is not the life I wanted to settle for. So what I did was I went for my education, graduation, then I did my post graduation. I was very sincere about my education. I knew that this is the only way which is going to open more opportunities for me. So education is something I think which is very crucial, and
Exactly.
especially for the women.
Exactly.
So here, I went in the same field itself. I started educating students, and then in that field, I was lucky enough to experiment with helping the ladies of the college, or girl students, females. So my main focus was how can I empower these girls. Most of them, they were very clear, ma'am, we just want to do graduation or post graduation, and ma'am, after this we are going to get married, what to do job, they will not let us do job also. So this is the main ideology.
Wow.
And I was like, why, you're so talented, why don't you do it, you're so talented. So
That's the
this
unfortunate
was
part.
the
Exactly. That's so unfortunate. But you speak, sorry that I'm interrupting you. You say, I experienced some changes already, drastic changes. Can you give us some examples? Because, yeah, I'm in Europe. People are watching are also in Europe or in the States. We're not so familiar with how life is going in India. So, if you speak about there are already changes, can you give us an example of a huge shift that has already happened?
So earlier we had this that they should be confined to the four walls, but I would say that now most of the men in the houses, they are understanding and they realize the importance of education first, right? The first step towards women empowerment, that is, you educate a woman, a girl child. There are so many schemes which are being implemented by government bodies also, so that we educate the girl childs, and if you have one girl child, you free education for them. So there are different schemes for that,
Okay.
and I believe that this is the first step that we have taken. Another step is that the mindset of the men and the heads of the family, that is changing, basically the males I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
So that shift is happening.
Hmm.
It is a very slow shift that is happening, but I think somewhere, if this is happening, we are taking at least a first step, climbing up that development thing, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it starts with the first step. If you want to run a marathon, you also start with the first mile. So the first steps are already taken, and that's work in progress. So it's also a pattern that has been in the culture, I think, for decades. So you cannot change it overnight. You need to take the time to really make adjustments. And it's so cool to see and to experience that it's already happening. And I also think you're a
That's
wonderful
right.
person for women to help them and guide them on that path. So if I would be in England,
Thank
I
you.
would be definitely one of those women who wanted you as a mentor. So that's for sure. Um,
I feel the same about you, Selena. Here, I would say that that is why we connect on so many, levels here. So I would say the same about you.
oh, thank you very much. That's very, very nice. So, if we speak further about women and empowerment, do you have upcoming projects, the upcoming weeks, months that you say, like, yeah, I'm working now on this specifically?
Okay, so right now lockdown is there, so we are not having face-to-face interaction with
Hmm.
most of the people, right? So, but what we are doing now is I'm coming up with the course, online course, which will be for 2 weeks. I'm collaborating with different educational institutes. So
Okay.
that will be women-centric personality development classes. So I believe that the first step is to help them realize that they are confident, they are talented, and to sharpen and hone those skills. So
Hmm.
this is my upcoming project that I'm looking forward to, because I will be making sure that in those training sessions I impart those skills which are required for them to become a more better version of themselves. So we will be looking at not only their confidence building, interpersonal and communication skills, but we will be also exploring areas like image management, etiquette, and different trainings, so that they are, a power pack of perfection over there, right? So this is what we are aiming at
Oh,
as of now.
I love the way you pronounce it,
I know it's
empower.
a small step, but I think we need to get started somewhere, right?
No, it is. It is. That's for sure. So people who are tuning in, if they want to join somehow, they can go to your page here on Instagram and they can contact you for more information.
Obviously, yes.
All right.
I would love to, connect with more people, and if my expertise would help them in some area, somehow, I would love that.
Exactly. So if you are interested, go to Sahiba her page. I will leave it in the comments after the live. Then you can all check out her page and her work. If you have any questions, because I see new people tuning in, welcome. If you have any questions for Sahiba or for me, leave them in a comment and we will talk about it. So one of the questions that I received was, what made you empower other women? But I think we already
Discuss that.
discussed that already. But how was it for you as a girl growing up? Because you can have a mindset like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to live the life that is normal or set up for everybody. But
Right.
you also need parents, I think, that support you in that mindset, because otherwise you cannot live that life, you cannot create it. So how was it for you growing up, being aware, like, I want to be like educated, I want to go to school, I want to become somebody? How was that experience?
Um, if I talk about when I was in school, that time I wasn't that confident in my skills and talents. In schools we have this policy that only few favorite students are there for the teachers, and I was an average student. So I got my percentage in 80s, so average student. But 90s one are of given more preference. So I believe that I was never very forward in my school. I was a very neutral student, right? But the major shift happened when I joined my university. It is one of the largest private universities in India,
Oh wow.
that is Lovely Professional University.
Yeah.
So I got most of my exposure from LP only. That is the name of my college. So
Okay.
my major exposure was there. I got into extracurricular activities. I had trainings over there. Teachers were amazing. So faculties were there who were training us for our interpersonal skills, how we can communicate better. So that is how I got inclined towards this soft skill field. Also, I would mention here.
Okay.
And along with that, I was participating in extracurricular activities like anchoring, public speaking, hosting the events, event manager. So most of my when I went there on the stage for the first time, and I was good. I didn't know that earlier. Nobody told me that I could speak good. So this is how, I went there. I explored. The major shift happened once I was just, sitting and thinking everyone is good at something. Someone can dance, someone can, sing. So what is my talent? I'm not a topper. Obviously I was a topper in my academic masters, but then I was like, what is my talent? So I knew I could speak good English or communicate better. I was a people's person from the start itself. I loved interacting with others. But then that opportunity was provided to me by my university. So I would say that. And again and again, there were so many ample amount of opportunities for me. And that is how I knew that, yes, this is my talent, and this is something which I wanted to do. So earlier we had insecurities, but once I didn't bother what others were thinking of me, I
Mhm.
overcome that fear, and I believe that that is how I became unstoppable.
Wow, that's so beautiful. And it's also true. It's out your comfort zone that you have to find your passion. It is pushing yourself. And it's so nice that you were at the university being able to discover all those different things and discovering also what is my talent and who can help me with it. Somebody's saying, yeah, that is really what matters. That's so true. Exactly. It's also finding only one person is enough that believes in you and that will stimulate you in finding and discovering your talents and your passion. That is
Absolutely.
enough. So that's also what I'm trying to do with my work. And I'm so sure that it's also what you are trying to accomplish with your work. If you can inspire only one person, if you can touch one person with the things that you are doing, it's a win-win. That's what we are doing it for. Um, so you also had the encouragement and the support of your parents, I assume. They are also fully aboard of you doing what you're doing and becoming the Sahiba that you are right now.
I would say yes. So, if my father would have never paid for my master's, for my graduation, I wouldn't have got that opportunity. So, yes, a big thanks to my dad. And I would say that most of my motivation came from my mother.
Oh,
So, if you talk about my personality, I am like my mother. So, she, in her college days, she was like this. She was good in sports. She was the academic topper. She had this gold medal in her batch,
really?
right?
Wow.
So she has always been an inspiration, and not only like her outer beauty, but her heart. It is amazing. Like I wanted to. I always aspire to become a person like her. So I think uh, trying to be her or become like her, that was my motivation, and obviously their support was always there with us, which encouraged us. So I would also mention here, Selena, that my parents were not always like, oh, my girl, my daughter, they did not express much in words.
Mhm, mhm,
So some parents do that,
mhm.
right? Nowadays, if you talk about parents, they love their kids like anything. But how you express love, it's not always in words,
No, that's so.
right? So I believe that my parents never spoke much about it. Like they never spoke like we are very proud of you, but I could see it in their actions that
Mhm.
yes, they were proud.
Yeah.
So maybe different style of showing love, but then this is what I believe that they were constant support for me
Wow.
during my journey.
Yeah, that's so, but it's also very important what you're saying. We all speak and express love in a different language. So if you say, like, my parents weren't like that, but I saw it in tons of actions, that's the most important.
Right,
And
right.
we support you in becoming who you were by education, by university, by supporting all those things. One of the
And
questions,
even, Selena, I would just mention, sorry to
no
interrupt. So,
problem.
even after the work, even after, my education, I started off with my work. So they were supportive in that also. So I wanted to switch my job. My mother would come to that place to help me shift to another city. So that is love. That is support, right?
Yeah.
Even if they're not saying in words. So I believe that these are the actions which I'm talking about, that how they express the love.
Yeah, that, but it is exactly, you got the support there with you. They support you 100%. They join you in events that is so powerful and so encouraging as well. You don't have the feeling that you're on your own. I see other people tuning in. If you have any questions for Sahiba or for me, leave them in the comment. We will discuss them during the live. One of the questions that I received, and I love it, is um, if we speak about women and empowerment, are men nowadays ready for a strong and empowered woman, according to you?
I believe yes, this is happening. They are getting ready uh, to, accept a strong women in their lives,
Yeah.
and this is shown by how they are being supportive of the career that the women are choosing. So I think that is what is happening. But again, like I said, that it's this is not happening everywhere.
Mm,
So there are a lot of areas where we need to develop. So rural area, focus on that. So there, the basic respect for a woman needs to be instilled first. So
exactly.
that is, we have not even reached there, and how can we expect them to support them and help them empower? So I believe that more in this, in the urban areas, if I talk about, yes, it is happening.
Mm,
Both men and women, they respect each other, and they realize that how important it is to respect the professions and the views and opinions of other people. But I would say that that will happen because they are literate and they understand. But on the other hand, the main focus, the main concern,
mhm,
that needs to be there. So here is one student saying, in some places violence needs to be eradicated.
mm.
So this Srijana is amazing girl. She is an all-rounder doing amazing things, and she's my
Oh,
student also.
well,
And her point is very valid. In India, I would also bring this horrific thing in front of you, that most of the women are victims of violence and harassment.
really?
So
Wow.
yeah, they are. So people don't even interfere in the matters. They think that this crime is happening in front of them. They think that yeah, it's fine, let them do.
And it's
Right?
happening
It's
on the
their
street.
personal matter.
It's happening on the streets in front of everybody then, or how?
No, not street, but then in closed houses. But people don't interfere, and there is no support to the women. I would say that there is no support to the women from her parents' side, from her family side.
Wow.
Even if she goes for a help to her parents, they will say that it is okay. He's your husband. You have to spend the life with this guy. Adjust, compromise, and go back. I have seen so many of my relatives going through this thing.
Oh,
They will
wow.
just say that it's okay. And I feel so angry that why I'm not able to do anything. She wants to get a divorce, she wants to part, so let help her get rid of that guy. No, it's okay. He must have got angry. The guy must have got angry. He must be tensed and he, hit you. It's fine. This is what they think. But it is horrific. I believe that these are the horrific things, and the things which we need to think about and eliminate them. Then only there will be other things,
See another comment.
mainly cases in UP Bihar. So Shanu, not only in UP Bihar, I would say that most of the areas are there which are underdeveloped. So we won't mention especially these areas. So in Delhi also there are a lot of crimes, which is the capital city of India. So
Yeah.
you can imagine. So this is one
Uh,
concern.
Even no police
My
I see coming from.
Yeah, even no police helps. You
Wow.
talk about this thing, police will be least concerned. You just bribe them, it's fine. But the thing about foreign countries, I mean, not other countries which I like, is that they have very strict policy. If you do anything bad to any women, the police will be standing with you. You will have the full support.
Yeah.
But here it doesn't happen.
Wow.
She
So,
knows that I recently came across somebody from my relatives only.
mhm.
This lady, I want to mention this story because I was like, this happens now also. I was with students for past few 3 years, and I came back home in the lockdown, and I come to hear these stories, and I'm like, this happens still, this is happening. This was hard for me to believe. And let me mention that story. This lady, she's married for around 30 years to a man, but they couldn't have a baby. So
Okay.
this man, he tries to marry somebody else, and he's throwing her outside from her house. He says that I don't want to live with her.
Wow.
And she says that this lady, she says that no, I want to live with my husband only, even if he treats me like this. Where will I go? I have no money, I have no support from family, I cannot go anywhere, I have to live here only,
Oh,
even if he treats me like this. So I was like, this happens now, this happens now, I mean, this is so hard to believe.
yeah.
So I would say that if you read columns or if you go through these things which are happening, there was this news on TV which I saw the other day. I was just passing by and my dad was watching TV, and I saw there was this IPS officer, high rank, working with government officials and all, and they and that guy is beating his wife like anything. Somebody recorded the footage
Wow.
and it is shown on the TV, and I'm like, what? So this needs to be changed. Then only we can talk about letting them work. At
Yeah,
least give them the basic respect that they deserve. We are human.
exactly.
Women are human too.
Exactly. Yeah, you said it right. I see in most cases baby issues, reality.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, you think about we're living in 2020, those things aren't normal. That shouldn't be happening. We are human. We have our basic rights. And just being aware that those things are still happening, it breaks your heart. And I understand your frustration because you feel so powerless. You want to help, you want to do things, but you're bumping against the wall. You cannot do anything. And that's so frustrating.
exactly. That's what the issue is.
Yeah, and then also you expect some kind of yeah, help from your family. That's something you expect at that time, and then your family not being there, not supporting you, that is so so harsh. Let me see.
Uh,
I get
Tapan says, why can't they adopt a baby? Isn't it a cause of illiteracy? So now, yes, Tapan, a very good question.
that's a good
This is what my thought was.
one.
I said that why not adopt? Look at the technology. You can have a test tube baby. Anything can be done. Look at technology.
Anything can happen, right?
No, but the guy wants to marry at the age of 40. You can't help it. So he is a man. He can do anything. That's what he thinks.
Wow, that's so hard. And is it Shanu her name? India needs to change the mind first, then only change. Yeah, that's you have to change the mindset. That's for sure. But it's really so so hard. Yeah, it's and the change will come. It's like you're saying, and change will come and the shift will come, but it's one step at a time, and those things, they will still happen. And it's so unfortunately that they are still happening. And especially when you're saying like they go to police, they go to family, but nobody is there to support them. So basically they're just on their own, and they have to figure it out on their own, without education, without anything, the majority of the time. And that's really really harsh. I understand that it's, yeah, it breaks your heart. Um,
And Selena, here I'll mention one thing. Why don't parents also support them? Why their family is not willing to help them? Why
exactly.
they don't have that confidence is because most of the time we have the thinking here, what will other people say? In Hindi, if I say, log kya kahenge?
Okay.
This means what will other people think?
What will I think?
So they are very concerned about their reputation. They are very concerned about, oh, she left her in-laws house, what will the other people think? What type of how was her upbringing? What type of girl is she? So this is another major thing. Most of the things, girls are not taking any step because of this, and they're emotionally attached to their parents.
So then it's more like a shame of the family that they don't want to support, that it's some kind of failure for the family if their daughter is coming back from a marriage, if they're divorcing. Is that the main issue then? That it's like
Yeah,
shame on the
yeah,
family?
that,
Yeah.
yes. So that is why most of them, they are miserable in their marriage. They are so unhappy, but they don't do anything. They are still taking care of the kids, making food and serving them like maids. I'm telling you, that's the exact word I'll use.
Wow.
maids without pay also, without respect also.
That's just worse. Just to prevent
That's
your
worse.
parents to feel that they have failed. That's really wow. Let me see. Take care only about what the society will think. Oh, they take care only about what the society think. Shield the inner core from others. Wow, um that's really hard.
And on top of it, if they have kids, then they are more helpless. How will I take care of my kids?
Yeah,
Another
no, you have
problem.
four mouths to feed. So how are you going to take care of that issue?
Because they don't have any proper job experience.
No, no
They
education.
don't have anything, a career to go back to
Mhm.
stand on their feet. So they're totally helpless, and they just have to endure that pain throughout their life.
Wow.
So that's what they settle for. So why this is close to me, I get so emotional, I get so angry when I see things like that.
Of
So
course.
because I've seen these things, I've seen this thing. And when people, we are talking about, we are sitting in conferences, we are talking about ideas and all, and there is something happening on the other side like this. So you can imagine how much we need to change. And harassment, beating, hitting, you cannot justify this action in any way.
No, never, never,
You
ever.
cannot justify.
No, exactly. No, no, that's so true. That's exactly. You can never justify it, and you don't ever, ever have to allow it as well. That's for sure. You don't have to. I saw a comment coming in. I think divorcee daughter is better than a dead daughter. Yeah, that's also true. Shallow idealism. Yeah, this. So I see other people tuning in. If you have questions, do leave them in the comment. We will talk about it. If you look at that situation, because here those things are happening as well, but it's not that harsh as at your side. If we go to the police here, there is a platform, we get help, there are people that are listening, so thank god.
There is a fear of police in men also if they do something
Yeah.
wrong. Here they don't have any fear.
Okay.
They know that the police will be in their hand, by their side, so they don't have any fear.
Wow.
So they think that they can do anything.
Wow, that's also
That's what is the thinking, and we need to change that. And you imagine how many years it's going to take to change this.
no, exactly. It takes decades. Well, I'm going to read. I see something coming in. Completely agree. But this sort of mindset where the family feels ashamed of divorce exists on both the sides. Eventually, both of them lead a living a miserable life. Yeah, that's so true. So you're trying to say that it's also it's the shame of a divorce at both families. So the divorce rate in India is like very low. Is it such a shame if it happens?
Yeah, they don't, even if they are not happy with each other, they'll keep on being in that marriage and keep on fighting throughout their life, but they'll not divorce. So you can see that Neetu is saying law is blind here.
Wow.
That's how we would put it. So I believe that most of the change needs to be done from the sides of the police and the laws. We need to bring in some strong laws for the women so that they feel safe and they can voice out, they can speak,
That is
that if something bad is happening.
exactly.
Most of the people, most of the women, they're not even speaking up if something bad happens to them.
No, of
They
course not.
keep on.
No, it doesn't have any use. If they speak up and if they raise their voice, is there somebody who is listening? That's the first question you can ask. And if there's somebody who is listening, is it gonna change the situation that they are in? If it's not gonna change, why
Exactly.
would you waste your energy in talking about it and knocking at doors if there's nobody who will hear you? That's so frustrating. So I can imagine after a while you just find a way to cope with it and just don't speak about it at all. Let me see. I see another thing coming. I think this is all linked to the foundational education of that a person receives, apart from bookish understanding others, which we call the emotional EQ, social quotient, and other apart from IGAR. I don't know. Do you understand completely what he's saying? It's partly
So I think,
education.
yeah, basically, bookish knowledge is obviously not going to, take you through this. So basically, I think Srijana is trying to, Amarjot is trying to highlight the importance of upbringing in the family, the values in a family. and also the emotional quotient and emotional intelligence, and even the social quotient of a person.
Yeah.
So that is very, very important.
Parents always try to marry their girl instead of giving her
Thank you so much,
relationship
Amarjot,
career.
for your point here.
Yeah, that's why she's always depend on her husband, and all crime and bad things happen to him, to them. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much for those vulnerable comments and sharing this here with us. Yeah, thank you very much for that.
Here, Amarjot is also trying to say that a few in our system here in India get this from family and not from school.
Cool.
So yes, whatever knowledge is being imparted in our schools and houses, that is also of utmost importance.
Yeah.
And yes, silence is murderous. One must speak. Neetu, here I would like to say, how will they speak when they know that nobody is going to support them?
No,
It
exactly.
it will be of
No,
no use.
exactly. Then it's so frustrating to speak because there's nobody there who will support you or will even listen to you.
Exactly.
And then you find a way to cope, because that's also something we as humans do. We try to survive, and then you find a coping mechanism to deal with the situation that you are in. And especially, as you're saying, when you have children, the situation is making it more difficult, because where are you going to, how are you going to feed also the mouths of your children, and how is the man going
Right.
to react if you're taking the children with you? That's a whole different situation and a whole different discussion, and you cannot. Yeah.
And here I would also point out that most of the times the mothers, they compromise with their life just because of their kids. They just say that I am just going to live for my kids.
Exactly.
That's all.
Huge.
All their desires, everything, it goes away.
Exactly.
And here, Selina, Shilpa is saying that parents always try to marry their girl instead of giving her life for giving her time for make her career. So they're not even giving her the time. I mentioned in the starting itself that the only motive a girl is getting a graduation degree so that she can get a good match for her marriage.
That's.
The only reason why they're getting education. And
Mhm.
that's why she always depends on her husband, and all crime and bad things happen to them. Yes, that is the
Yeah,
reason.
that's exactly.
If we take this to another from other perspective, if we see that very less managers as women are there. Do
In,
you think that women are less talented than men?
no, not at all.
They are no.
Not at
So
all.
that means exactly what the reason is, that they're not given ample amount of opportunities, and they are not even supported and encouraged to pursue their career,
Exactly.
even if they have good education.
No, exactly.
Self-supporting, self uh, embolden yourself.
In both.
And Amarjot also says that, oh, I wish a person
Like.
like a Parchit from the movie comes to life and do the justice. This is so depressing,
But
whatever happening around. So I think this character, he, uh, does the justice. So that is what he's trying to say, that only
yeah,
that kind of miracle can happen.
I don't know the character, but yeah, I can imagine it's so powerless if you see all those things happening and you cannot do anything about it. That's so frustrating and so powerless. See another comment coming in: women should be given education and should be made aware of her rights. That's so true. She can conquer anything in this world. That is really, that's so true, and so powerful as.
And and along with that, don't you think, Selena, if people like us, we start thinking and we start having this mindset that all individuals deserve respect, so then also we can see a gradual change.
Exactly.
So if youth, it starts creating the awareness and start stopping it, I think we can bring in a change. It
Mhm.
might take some time, but there is something which we can contribute on our own self. And if we see some injustice happening, we can support, we can try to reach out to them and help them. So
Yeah,
that is also another thing which can be done. So if you want to see a bigger change, I know it is not going to happen at once in a nick of second. Only thing we can do is change ourselves. I believe that
exactly.
change start by yourself, and then you can aware other people as well.
Predator. No, it is. It truly is, and it starts also on different levels. I'm a mother. I have a boy. It starts also with giving him a proper education and telling him about
Mm,
this is respect. This is how you treat other people, and not make a difference between male and female. Because for me, there is no difference between a man and a woman. We are different, but we are equal as well. And it starts at all those little small layers: how you talk with people, how you respect people, how you treat people, how you parent. All those things have such a big.
absolutely.
I see another comment coming in. I believe having a woman manager is better. I have realized women understanding the needs of the employees better than the male managers. Sorry for the boys out here. I have seen this. Yeah, that's also something that I was a manager in my
And
previous.
he's a guy
Oh,
saying this. So
okay.
that is such a nice thing coming from
That's
a guy.
very nice and very cool. And I hear it as well that that's also normal that women as a manager they approach things in a different way. That's also very
Mm.
very normal. Let me see. Yes, it is a chain reaction. Absolutely. That's so true. So if we talk about all those situations, and we talked about it, the change starts inside yourself. If there's one message you could give to people who are viewing right now or watching with us live or afterwards, what would it be? What would you highly recommend? Like, hey, we have to create more awareness, we have to create more respect. What would it be? What is a small thing that somebody can do watching this video?
So the topic is obviously women empowerment. So I would try to give a message to for that only. So I believe that if you see anything happening wrong in front of your eyes, if a woman needs your help, if you see that some injustice is being done to them, don't turn a blind eye towards that. Don't just keep on minding your own business and you just forget. You just show sympathy and you just carry on with your own work. I would want you to empathize with that particular lady who is in need of help. If you cannot help by yourself, you can call some government bodies, or you can, try to make them in contact with other people who can help them better. So there are a lot of instances in your family members, relatives, this must be happening. If you see something like this, do not turn a blind eye towards it. Try to talk to them, try to understand, and try to put yourself in their shoes, and then you will be better able to understand what's there. So
What?
help them if you can. If
Yeah,
I help one person, if you help one person, imagine if everybody is helping. What a
exactly.
great change we can make.
Then it's a chain reaction and then the thing grows and grows. Exactly. I saw something coming in. Change will come when everyone will have knowledge of their individual rights, which the state gives you through constitution. That's also a very important point, to know your rights, to know what is possible, what isn't possible, what you can do, what you cannot do. And the change is also starting there. But to change the law and the police, like you're saying, and everything that is together and combined, that's so difficult to make a change. And it's, yeah, you have to start somewhere. And I think if you can all start in yourself, like you say, if you see a woman is struggling, if you see she is coming from an abusive relationship, things aren't going well, don't just smile and walk through, but be the person that will help her. Be there for that kind of person, even if it's not much that you can offer, but just show support, just support, the support of love, care, and just be there, genuinely be there for that person. And that's a huge difference.
Exactly.
That's indeed.
Selena, I have one more thing to give, a message for young girls here. So I want them to, become independent. Now, when I say independent, take care of their education, get a good job, then you fall in love or settle or marry.
That
So
can
this
exactly.
is what I have been doing, and it works wonder for me. Wonderful, I would say. So here it is very important that first you are self-sufficient, then only you get into something. Most of these crimes which I mentioned, they are enduring it just because they know that there's nobody to help them and they cannot have stand on their own feet. So
Yeah,
if a woman is powerful and self-sufficient and independent, she will not think twice to walk away from someone being treated so badly. So I would say that education is must. money is important, but at the same time, spiritual growth, your
Exactly.
emotional growth, that is also very important. Work on all these aspects for a holistic development of your own self.
Exactly. You put
So
foundation in yourself, something that you are and that you have, no matter what will happen, that you can start all over again if it is necessary. More power to you. Gotta go. Sometimes it's the society which dethers from walking out from abusive relationships. That's also true. Yeah, we're going to the end of this live. We have like 10 more minutes. So if you have any questions, do leave them in the comment. Um, I end the live with a question. What would you say to yourself, your 13-year-old self, with all the knowledge that you have now? What kind of advice would you give to her?
13-year-old. When I was in my school, I had a pretty hard time because, I was way too much bothered about what other people said about me. And I used to feel very bad if, there are some rumors. So all the kids go through these things, people talking and backbitching and all. So I would say to 13 years old Saiba, I would just say to her that, don't care about what the other people are thinking about you. Just focus on yourself, get yourself skilled, hone your talents, and work on yourself for yourself, by yourself. That is what you should be focusing on, your self improvement,
Wow.
and not care about others, what others are saying. So, this is what I would suggest her because she was very miserable at that time, just bothered about what her friends are talking about her, or, that consumes a lot of energy.
Yeah, it is, and it's a difficult period in your period as well. You're searching, you don't know
Right.
who you are, where you belong, what you want out of life, and children can be harsh as well towards each other. So no, I completely understand. When I was 13, it wasn't a walk in the park for me as well. I felt kind
I
of
would love to hear your answer on this. Selena, how about you tell me what advice you would give your 13-year-old self?
My 13-year-old self, I would say keep on dreaming and keep on believing in yourself. If you want something, you can make it happen. I felt kind of miserable as well when I was 13. I was growing up not knowing where I belong, what I had to do. I was bullied for a long time when I was young, so that made it very difficult as well. So I was always second guessing myself and thinking like, is it right, is it not right, all those questions in my mind, and not feeling a sense of belonging. And I was a kid, outgoing. I had a lot of dreams, a lot of ideas. So yeah, the majority of the time I just hit them just because I thought there's nobody around me to listen or to hear them. So I would say to myself, keep on dreaming, to the younger Selena, and if you want something, you can make it happen. That's for sure. So yeah.
That's beautiful, Selena. I think that's beautiful. And I think this brings us also to the point that we should instill that self confidence in young girls from a very tender age itself. That yes, they need to bring, dream big, and they can do anything. So rather than holding them back, it is very important to encourage and support their
Yeah,
dreams. And
exactly.
lucky are the girls who have this support from their families, who have this support from their people surrounding them. So that is very important, I believe.
And building the self confidence is also for me about not the way you look, not body wise, but it's building confidence in the person that you are, in the talents that you possess, in the way you educate yourself, in the way you grow. Because nowadays, young girls, you see it all the time, like, oh, I'm pretty, or I have to wear this, or it's all about the outside, about who am I, how do I look to other people. But it's more about the inside. I think a compliment is more, has more value when you speak about, hey, that's your talent, you're so good in those things, and encourage young girls in the person that they are and not in the way that they are looking. I think that's a huge difference we should make as well, because you can have a pretty face, that's cool, but you are so much more than that.
That's true. That's absolutely true. I would, totally agree to that. And, when you're having beautiful thoughts, you feel good about yourself, that spark, that glow comes to you yourself only. So I've seen
Great.
this. If you're happy inside, if you have good thoughts, that glow will come to you itself.
Exactly.
But when you're sad, miserable, not feeling good about your talent, skills, so you look dull.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
the lower energy, and that's a huge difference. That's also something we talked about during the first live, the attitude of gratitude, and how important it is to be grateful in the first place with yourself and with everything that you are. So I truly believe that is very essential. That's so true. We have 5 more minutes left, so I don't know if there are any questions from our viewers, if there's something you want to add up to this live and to the convo. I don't see anything.
We would love to hear from you. We would love to hear from you. I think we had a pretty interactive session today.
Yeah,
There were a lot of things. So, Amarjot says more power to you, got to go by.
yeah,
Sometimes it's the society which deters from walking out from abusive relationships. That's right. Society, what will other people think? That's the view that we are having most of the time.
yeah, exactly.
Right. So I love the conversation with you today, Selina. It was so nice of you to have me today to talk on something which is a very grave issue,
Hmm.
which we cannot ignore, and which is very much required so that we can, better the position of women in all over the
No,
world,
no,
not just in India,
no,
globally.
globally, exactly.
Uh,
That's so true.
Srijana says, do come up with these types of important topics again.
Oh,
Yes, definitely. We would love to talk about it.
yeah, exactly. It,
And I think they should follow your page, Subtle Balance. Most of my students are here. So you have these sessions on women empowerment
yeah,
often, right? So
exactly.
they should totally follow you and be part of the conversation,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you very much. Yeah, yeah. If you like the topic women and empowerment, this was the eighth Instagram live in the series. Tonight I have another one. It's the first time I scheduled
Wow, you are really on fire today.
today,
Two lives in a day.
and we're going all the way up to California. So we're going all over the world, and that's kind of
Wow.
yeah, we went from Florida to Hawaii to Belgium to India to California. Australia is also coming up. Dubai is also coming up. So we're like almost everywhere. And it's so inspiring to talk with powerful women just like you are. So inspiring to also hear your side of the story about this amazing topic and to experience how it is. In your country, and how you experience women and empowerment and how you want to contribute to that change, because I think it's essential that we create awareness and that we create a change. So yeah, thank
Exactly.
you very much for making time to be.
Thank you so much, Selena, for having me.
And
It was my pleasure.
we
And all the viewers, thank you so much for watching this live.
exactly. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for sharing your vulnerable feelings and thoughts. And I would love to see you in the next convo. Sahiba, wishing you a very lovely day. She's also already gone. So if you want to tune in tonight at 9:15 Belgium time, I will be going live with Leah Moore. Thank you very much, Sahiba. Thank you very much for all the viewers. And I would say enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Bye bye.